Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So glad you could join me. This is part 9 of the Lighthouse, and you can see what's been done, what is still to finish, and we're going to be working on this rectangular right here. Now all I have to do is peel it off, and we're gonna dial it in and get started. Alright. Might have to back off just slightly right there. Okay, let's try it. Whoops. It easily does it out of control, you could say. Alright, and we got the number 6, and we're going to start with that one. As always, please subscribe. It's absolutely free. And hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you'd like, tell me how you've been, what your thoughts are, suggestions, ideals, where you live. It would be interesting to know where I'm watched at, be it here somewhere in the States of the United States or elsewhere. And always, I hope everyone is doing good, or as good as can be expected, or well as can be expected. Different ways to say that. We're just getting more into the lighthouse now as we're working down coffee. Leave her alone. We have a younger cat who at times starts to bully the older ones. Always the young being bad. Okay. He does it for attention as well. They're all attention mongers. They all got their own way to try to get attention. Okay, next is going to be number 5. All right, I'm going to go back to the pink stylus because these don't seem to be as grouped together as some of them are. We do have one right here. We have a 6 that we can do right now. Perfect. And we have a 4 right here. All the lighthouse details with the different ledges and metal bars and whatnot. And for myself, still recovering. I somehow injured my knee on the same side that I had the hip replacement, and it was extremely painful. It is getting better. It's been quite a few days, slowly getting better, and so I can resume back to my normal exercises soon and strengthening exercises. I was really upset when I somehow bruised the bone. I don't know how I did it. But excruciating, you could say. A lot of sitting down and icing it and heating it and constant back and forth, depending. Sleeping with it like bent and high in the air, so it put no pressure on it and kept the pain down. I feel a lot better today than I have in a long time with it. I want to say I did it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's been 3 days and it's improving, which tells me that whatever I did was not, it doesn't need medical intervention. It just needs a chance to heal. I happened to injure it the same day I had an appointment with my bone doctor who did the replacement. Okay, we're gonna do the letter Q. And like I told him, if it still hurt extremely a lot by the beginning of next week, that I would go and make an appointment, because it probably would need x-rayed and checked to see what I did to it. But now that it's healing, it tells me that I might have just bruised. Somehow I bruised the bone. I must have turned wrong. I did something. I have no idea what. There's a Q right there as well. Too often we take our bodies for granted and we move in ways we shouldn't, not realizing that we've done an injury until the body has a fit about it. And boy, does it have a fit when it's painful, especially to move. All right, now we're gonna do the letter F. This is a really dark color. Okay. I think, like I said, I was more upset over the fact that I couldn't do everything I wanted to do. That was upsetting to me. All right, so we have, all right, almost. A whole wine. I'd rather be short one than trying to finagle getting some off, which is really a pain in the butt. All right, then we have 5. then we have a 4. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the small stylus, fill in a few of these. I can see I have a few other areas. I'm just working in this area for now. I've noticed sometimes if I hop around too much, I tend to miss drills where there needed to be drills. So, okay, make sure there's none still up there. And then we have a smaller area here. Again, these are like wires and lines and things like that. Poles. Another. Okay. Then we have a few scattered ones through here. All right, and then we have a really long, we're going to switch stylus again, and I need to shake out some drills. We have some really, really long lines right there, so I'm going to take advantage of that and do our long drills here. Okay. I want to slide that over just a hair so it don't interfere when I go to drop down another line. Oh, mustard shedded one right there. We'll move him out of the way. And we're going to drop another long line right here. And we have one right here. And then I can use the smaller stylus to do some correction, because we have an F right there as well. Whoops. Sometimes this is where if I had short, sharp nails and long nails, it probably would help. Never could grow nails very well. Not even when I was young. I always had thin nails and weak nails. All right. And of course right here. here. And then before we put these away, I'm going to do a quick look through to make sure I haven't missed any. Well, it don't appear that I missed any, so I guess we're pretty much done with the letter F. And now we're going to do letter J. So put F away, and we're going to do J. This is like a maroon color. I think they're representing like metal with it, which is pretty accurate, at least for shadows. Because many times as metal will have like a reddish tinge as it gets older and starts to rust. No silk. No. Stop complaining. Stop looking for attention. That's how he does it. But then again, he's like 18 going on 19 years old. So, quite understandable why he does it that way. Okay, any more J's? That pretty much looks like all the J's. And I think I'm going to do these lettering, these small bits, before I do any of them, of the larger areas. So we're going to go to letter R. Okay. These are the Lighthouse colors. There's an R. I'm not sure if there's very many. There's 3. Okay. Don't see any more there. And then we'll do like letter S. And are there any more S's? Yeah, there's very few of these colors. Then we'll do letter G, because these are more indicative to the lighthouse. And like I said, much of the lighthouse is almost done in this rectangular G. I don't see any more. I'm going to do letter K because there's only part of the lighthouse body this time for letter K. So we'll get this filled in, and then we'll be able to move to the other areas. That didn't go that well, did it? But they're in there now. All right. And then we have these large areas. Get some lines going. one did not discharge. Still won't. Okay, fine. Don't. I will just fill you in separately. Okay. I'm going to have to adjust that line. I can see now that it went all over the place. And that one did not discharge either. But most of it's filled in. Do a little bit of adjustments here. Yeah, that kind of did not fill in very well. So, yeah, I just hope to continue to heal and get better and go back to my normal activities. It's been really hard. And, of course, getting older, I'm battling weight gain, and if it isn't one thing, it's another. All right, so letter K is done. We have letter A right here, and there's groupings, so we're going to do that one next to get that out of the way. Fill in one. I'm going to grab the bigger stylus because there's quite a few. So we're going to run them across this way because it's just going to be easier in the long run. Okay, that one's 5. And another 5. That one did not grab like I thought it would. And then we're going back to the smaller stylus and do the small fill-ins. Whoops. Let's do that and do this. Let's go ahead and check really quick. We're looking for the letter A. I think that pretty much does them. We're going to work with these 2 numbers because they're so far away. So we're going to do number 1 first, I believe. And of course we have quite a lot running through the center of this, but we'll do it. And we still have singulars like up along here. Okay. There's one by itself. All right. Looking for a grouping to start with these groups. Another one by itself. I don't know if you've noticed, but as I fill them in, I try to find the best way to not have to keep switching my stylus. So I'll do like groups of 2. Especially if they're not huge areas. So it just makes better sense to do groupings. So I still get the benefit of the groupings, but less stylus play, you could say. It's the right word. All right. Try to get these to cooperate into rows. All right. Well, that was a bad failure. It doesn't always work the way you want it to. I'm having technical difficulties. Right. I grabbed too many. Okay. Slide that up. Slide that up. That worked. And then I need one more for right here. Oh, it did not take. There it goes. Well, that one don't matter. Oh, looks like I shedded one off right there too. Okay, we are still on number 1. And we are I've noticed certain drills, they don't seem to be as well made as others, even in the same picture. Don't know why. And maybe the machine had some issues, and so the drills tend to variate and not act the same when you're trying to use them. Okay, so we got another 5. All right. And then I have another 4. Cat's feeding time. They do like their wet food. Especially my very old one. He deserves it. He's lived a long life. Most of his life was actually outdoors. He refused to be an indoor cat until he got old. He liked his freedom, you could say. And he liked hunting. Whoops. All right. Yep. Put that there. Turn that over. And put it... Oh, I didn't get it turned over. Okay. There. More technical difficulties. And then we got more groupings. Hopefully that will go better than that. Sorry about hitting the small tripod there. Made it shake. Okay. That does all of number 1s. Then I think we're going to do number 3. And boy, do we have a lot of 3. Much darker blue, must be like storm clouds, right? These are all over, different degrees, from singular to groupings. So I'm just filling in some singulars right now. Just for the heck of it. It also helps knock down how many's in the tray and should make shaking more efficient, you could say. Okay. I guess we're going to start with some groupings now. I'm going to work over this way first and see about taking out these that are over here. And we'll work our way across. Right now I'm just trying to figure out an efficient way to fill this in. Stop it. That's another one of my cats wanting attention. I have 3 of them. One is, he's 18, going on 19. Another one is like, she's 16 now. She's quite old. And the other one is only about 7. So, quite the variety in age there. The youngest one actually belongs to my son, because I threatened to rehome him. I had my very old cat, and he was getting up there, and he kept harassing him. He just would not stop harassing him. And I told my son that if he couldn't figure out a way to train him to stop harassing my cat, he'd passed away over COVID. So he's gone now. That I was going to rehome him, that he had to go because he wasn't going to stop attacking my cat. And so my son found that the only method that works for him was to use a spray bottle. Now, most of the time, he never sprays them at all. Just the threat of it alone is enough to get him to stop. So it became the only deterrent that worked. He tried all kinds of methods. Probably even looked it up to try to see, what he could do to get him to stop. Because my son's that way, he doesn't like violence. So all you have to do is pick up a spray bottle and squeeze the handle just a little bit so it squeaks. It makes that sound. And yep, he will stop doing what he's doing to prevent getting sprayed. So it was either that or rehome him, because I give them toys. The cats get high places to lay on. I mean, they're really privileged. Anything that I want to keep protected, I store it in ways that they won't knock it down or damage it. My litter boxes alone cost me, and I don't use the self-clean ones. I don't like them. I use the ones I scoop out, but they're made so like they don't end up urinating over the tops of them. And I mean, I spent a lot of money to take care of my cats. They get a lot. And the only thing that I don't like is when one of them will continuously attack the other mercilessly. That I don't allow. Because that's when really bad behaviors will start, such as a cat being so frightened that they won't go to the bathroom where they belong. You know, in the litter box, they'll start spraying or pooping all over, things like that. When animals are being harassed in terrible ways, it creates terrible habits. And I just didn't think it was fair to my old cat, because my older cat, because it was like I had him first. This one I ended up taking in because a neighbor, a house, it was a rental house next to me, that people kept moving in and out, in and out. And these people moved clear from like far away. And they moved in, and they brought these cats with them and then wouldn't take care of them. And I was quite upset, because it's like, why do you do that? Why would you bring animals with you and then not take care of them? It was heart-wrenching. And so I took him in, but when he started harassing my other old cat, I was like, nope, this can't be happening. And he's fit in. He's much better than he was, and he doesn't do it too often now, but once in a while, yeah, he gets some kind of bug up his butt, and he thinks it's okay to do bad things. All right, number 3 is done. I think next we're going to work on number 2. I think some of his harassing of my one is because my oldest one, he used to play with him a lot. Yeah. But now that he's gotten way older, he might swipe at him a couple of times and then he's like, I'm done. Absolutely done. Yeah. He's just old. He just don't have the energy he had. You know, going on 19 years, he's like 100 now, or darn close in cat years. He just doesn't care. Yep, doing number 2 now. So my youngest one, he's still, you know, I want to think he's like in his 30s, mid-30s, something like that. Cats age differently than dogs, for anyone who's interested in it. They age rapidly in the first few months even. Like, by the time they're 3 months, they're already a teenager. And then their aging slows down. I did at one time have a chart of it from a Cat Fancy magazine, but I don't know if I have it anymore. I'm sure if you look online, if you're interested in it, you can find a chart on cats' true aging from like Cat Fancy magazine. Dogs age totally different. You can't go by how a dog ages to how a cat ages, because a lot of cats can start having kittens by the age 3 months because they're already like 16 years old. They absolutely age rapidly in the beginning, and then their aging growth slows down. But I do know by the time they're like 16 years old, they're already in their late 70s. And then going on 19 years old, that's pretty old, even by cat years. So, he's old and tired. Totally get it. So yeah, the young one, he doesn't have the playmates that he used to have. And being in his 30s, they still like to play. I know my 18-year-old played pretty heavily up until the past couple of years, I want to say. He slowed down way significantly. Okay, so all we have left is number 8. I'm going to try to fill in larger areas. And always, I'd like to thank everyone for joining me today. I'm really hoping to be monetized. I need more subscribers, as well as people watching my channel. I'm going to continue to do my channel and bring the best content I can. And I am going to start doing those canvas. I have to check into that because there's 2 types of canvas stretchers. There's a stretcher, and I think there's just what they call a stabilizer. If I do a stretcher, that means I need to make keys for it, as well as slots. And I don't know if I want to go that route because it would mean more in-depth work. It would take more work. It would be longer. And if I do that, I would want to charge more, and people don't want to pay good prices anymore. And I don't think I want them to stretch, because once I glue these, because I am gluing them, if you stretch it, it could snap the glue in places. I have to look up the correct word of that term, because I just watched Baumgartner. I love watching him. If you like watching restorations of all types, from oil to acrylic paint to Play Products Baumgartner, and I love his voice. It's so calming and relaxing, and when he doesn't talk, he actually plays classical music, which is really a different, because I enjoy classical music as well. Not that I normally would listen to any music, but I do like classical. And that brings us to the end of number 9 of the Lighthouse, part 9. So until next time, take care.